Hello, all. Thank you for joining us again on the Almost Brothers podcast. Hey, will you do us a favor? If this podcast has meant something to you and encouraged you, will you consider becoming a monthly supporter? You could do $3, $5, $8, or $10 a month. What this does is this helps financially support the podcast so that we can continue to put out content and help better serve you. So if you would, down in the show notes, you can click the link, support, and become a monthly member. We love you. New episode coming your way.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Almost Brothers podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about when do you let it go and when do you stand up? Coming up. That's her favorite part. That's that part right there. That's her favorite part. How's it going, Jeremiah?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. Not great. Not bad.
Man, we've been sick all week.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Both of them.
Yeah, we're just awful.
Yeah, just right in the middle. But at least we have these two to carry the episode.
Yeah, we're never sick.
No,
we can't be sick.
We can't be.
No, can't afford it.
How do you do that?
We just
Right.
go.
Right.
Nothing would get done if Mom was
Literally.
That's true. That's true for the most part. Very true for the most part. But
Pop a Tylenol
Glad-
and go.
Yes.
that's it. Some Robitussin. That was back in the day right there. You got a broken arm, put some Robitussin on it.
Right.
Julie right there. What? Did you ever get the tobacco, the spit and tobacco on a bee sting?
Oh,
No.
I've seen it before.
Remember that?
Yes.
or the blowing the smoke in an earache.
I
and putting
did
cotton
get the
in there.
blowing the smoke
Like,
thing. Yeah.
That crap didn't work.
Yeah.
Like these
My
home
grandmother
remedies.
was really old school. She was like, I think it was methylate or something. It was red and it stained, looked like iodine. Like that was on everything.
Oh.
That and turpentine.
Yeah,
turpentine.
turpentine,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've
Take the
heard
soreness
that.
off. Like, yeah, you can't feel it.
Right,
because
yeah.
It's numb.
Burning my leg off.
How's it feel now?
Yeah. I don't know. I have no feeling left from my thigh down.
Awful.
It don't hurt no more, does
Yeah,
it?
like she'd hear you fall. And you'd be like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
I'm just
I am
limping
not
off.
hurt.
I'm fine.
So y'all just had colds, right? Is that what it was?
Yes,
The
absolutely.
man flu.
The man flu.
That's what it was, yes.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Jeremiah, but he slept for like 40 hours. So straight.
No,
Yeah.
no, not 40. Off and
20,
on for
24
48.
maybe.
But it's off and on for
I mean,
48.
she also says she has 1 billion papers to file every day. So, I mean,
You
she's good at
literally-
over-exaggerating.
You literally said that today.
There's no proof of that.
You were on the phone. Don't lie.
There
You're
is
in a
no
church.
proof of that.
We are
His
the
own
church.
words would be the proof, right?
Right.
It's not true. I said approximately 40 hours. Okay. It could be 25. It could be 43. I mean, we don't know.
right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that like you had COVID and was still cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I seen the picture.
Yeah, like that's amazing to me.
I had COVID and went to work.
My head hurts. I don't want to be here.
I just lose motivation when I get sick.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't-
right. Man.
But you came to work.
I did come to work.
30 minutes at
Oh,
time.
man. I know it ain't COVID because I did have my COVID test. So
Good.
you got to worry about that.
Past that, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Flying colors. Passed. All capital letters.
Passing
Boom.
your college classes too.
You know, we're trying. We're giving it the old
I thought we
college
were on a
try.
roll there.
No
flying colors for
We're
you?
giving our college try. Dude, it's brutal. It's bad. This semester is rough, man. Being on campus is no fun.
Yeah.
Driving, walking, driving some more. Not fun. Laugh it up.
He needs a tutor. Anyone out there?
Please send your
Come
number. Help.
I just pictured like some 19-year-old college kid tutoring you.
Like this idiot.
We'll take it.
Yeah, well, I didn't just get out of high school, so
Yeah, that's true.
literally heard my
We
college
probably, we've
professor
probably
say that.
forgotten more than they'll ever know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my face. What is it, Gen X or Z or
I don't know.
I don't know what they are
January.
anymore.
I don't either.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, on today's episode, just talking about when's it time to stand up, turn the other cheek and, take the high road. But at some point, just getting run over just isn't going to cut it.
Right.
So when is that point? When we talk about our spouses, when's that point of, look, all right, that's enough is enough. Or with, just anything, just at our jobs, at our, just everything. Sometimes people, they look at Christians, they just want to run you over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
if you're just supposed to take
Time.
Well, that's not very Christian.
Exactly.
Yes. That's the first thing they point out
Mhm.
every time.
Right.
So does anybody want to answer this?
We're still trying to figure it
It's
out.
a touchy one.
It
though,
really is,
because
yeah.
it's.
It
I
is.
think all situations are different, but I think when it really starts infringing on like your own personal rights, and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I don't really
Right.
know. What do you think, babe?
Well, I look at it as if it see, it's a tough question because it was my question. When is it time? I look at it like what are our values if they're being infringed upon, or the belief systems that we have, like if it's hurting somebody or if it's just not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have every opportunity, or we should be able to have the right to stand up and say, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you cannot treat somebody like this, or, in a loving way. We can't be like hateful or whatever, but we look at Jesus as our primary example.
Yeah.
He was one that always showed love. He showed grace. He showed mercy and all that. But then he also showed another side of him.
Yeah.
Whenever it was somebody coming into the house of God and turning it into a marketplace,
Yeah.
And that was wrong. Because it is a place it was the house of God, and you're not to make money and all
Right.
this stuff. And he did throw a temporary through tables, is
Yeah.
what you were saying earlier. And so we can stand up for rights. It's just I don't know how. Honestly, I'm out here trying to figure it out, because it seems like for me myself, you can do something to me, and I'll probably lay down and take it.
Yeah.
But you go after my child, then I am not going to lay down and
Yeah.
take it.
Right.
And that's where I'm struggling right now. Is I have a situation with one of my children, and I'm wanting to like raise an army and say no, you cannot treat kids like this. And so I don't know. That's
You don't know?
I don't know.
no,
But like even Jesus was all about protecting our little ones.
Yeah.
He was always give us great warnings about mistreating little ones and how it'd be better off for us to have a millstone around our neck at the bottom of the sea. That's pretty harsh words.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, man, I don't know. I think anybody that's in a situation like that and they're mistreating our children, I think anybody with any compassion at all would want to stand up and say something.
Yeah.
But then again, like it goes back to what our question is, how do you go about that and keep your witness?
Yeah.
How do you do it in the right way?
Yeah.
I was
And
going to say
I'll-
the Christian way, but I don't know if that's a way, but
in like a loving way, but you still want to be bold.
right.
Not so bold to where you said like it's hateful or mean, but I want to get my point across.
Right.
And I want you to know this is wrong. So
Yes.
even though nothing might come of it, but I want you to know how I feel.
Right. Well, and like you said a while ago, one of the first things they'll say is that's not very Christian.
Yeah.
But then they're going to come back at you like over the top, belligerent
yeah.
and loud.
Yeah.
And then you've got to try to
Right,
You got to try to
right.
keep up with that.
Yeah.
Without
it's so
keeping up
hard.
with that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It's so hard because our flesh wants to get
Oh yeah.
angry back. It wants to pop off at the first thing that comes to my mind.
Right.
Or, especially about our kids. I'm even like that with him, and he's bold himself. He'll just tell you how he thinks. But if it comes like children and husband, I'm like the first to just let my flesh show, and it's so hard not to.
Right.
But when it comes to me, like you said, I will just take it
Right.
because I know I can just, let it fly off.
Right.
But it is, especially our children.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the first step is to pray about it, is to remove yourself from the situation. Just like when Jesus did flip over the tables, he didn't go straight in there and flip over tables. He fastened a whip. that took hours and hours and hours and maybe days, you know, of going, getting by himself, taking the stuff that it's going to take. And thinking about how I'm going to approach this situation and praying about it, you know? And so I think that's our first step is kind of not reacting in that moment, because you will, no matter who you are, you will act out of flesh in that moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
Right.
So I think taking a step back, removing yourself from that situation, thinking about what you're going to say and how you're going to go about it is the first step. But sometimes that's the hardest part is removing yourself and giving it some time, because it's like, no, this is a fresh cut. I need to put some fresh bandage on it.
Yep.
But instead, we need to address, okay, what do I need to do this correctly, you know?
And I think that's exactly what I was going to say, was that prayer has to be our first step, because God can move on the hearts of those in that situation.
Yeah.
So whether it would be, you know, in a situation like at court or something, and, you know, you're going in there, you just pray about it, and God can move on the heart of that judge, or like you said in the Bible, like in the heart of the king, and he can like go in there before us and change our situation without us having to open our mouth at all.
Yeah.
We don't have to do anything. We have to believe that when we cast our cares upon the Lord, that he cares about those things, you know, as much or more than we do, like our children. And then he's going to take care of them.
Yeah.
He's going to, because whatever that coach or that teacher, or that leader that is mistreating a kid, the Lord can deal with them in a much, much worse way than we can.
Yeah.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
and I'm not talking about like eternal fire.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Right.
I'm just saying there's can be things come out and things, you know, can happen to where we couldn't go in there and wreak that much havoc if we tried, you know? And so I don't know.
Oh, man, what you said about the fastening of the whip, that like really spoke to me, because I haven't really thought about it. I've heard
You're
that.
not going to whip anybody, are you?
Possibly. I might go fasten one right now because I'm so upset over it still. But anyways, I never thought about that, him having to go and put it together, and the time that took. And I think that was what you said was so key, is the amount of time that you have to wait, because a lot of us will be upset about something and then give it a couple of days.
Yeah.
And it's not as a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's the clue right there, is to give it a couple of days, pray, and then, okay, is this still something that is of the value? You still feel like you've got to stand up. Then you know, okay, this is a God thing. This is, I need to stand up for my rights, or whatever it is, you know, stand up for myself. That was huge to me. I mean, that was really good.
And if you think about it, I mean, everything good comes from, you know, patience. It's one of the fruits of the Spirit. You know, it's showing you patience, how to act in situations, having that just wait, the stillness of you and how you act. But it was crazy, because not to your story, but I was just thinking about this the other day, about how to, not even in your situation about children, but how do you approach someone that's, you know, in the wrong, but you want to come off in a loving way, you know, and it can be so like, well, so-and-so did this or said this. And, you know, as a Christian, they come back and say, well, you're a Christian, so, you know, you don't need to say that or approach it that way. It's like the approach is so off. But then sometimes, you know, we're trying to do it in a loving way, but they don't still take it as that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So it was just on my heart. It's crazy that you even said that, because it was like God put that in my heart the other night, just laying there.
Yeah, because a lot of times we'll make it worse.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it made me remember a story of Jamie cut her finger washing dishes. This was probably 6-7 years ago. And she cut her finger washing dishes, and it was bad. It was like real bad. And the instant reaction from me as she screamed for me is to get it wrapped up. Instead of stopping, like, it's okay. Like, she is not dying. Let's figure this out. Irrationally, I freak out. I see all the blood, and I grab toilet paper and wrap her finger up. That was one of the worst things you can do, because that toilet paper got down in that cut. And when we went to the doctor, he had to get all that out. So I did more damage than I did good, reacting instantly, then looking at the situation, assessing what's going on, realizing it's really not that bad. Like, let's put the right thing on it.
Right.
And it just made me think of that. It's like I did more damage rushing to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to help, of course,
Right.
you know, you're trying to help in that situation, but
Right.
I did more. And the doctor said, "Yeah, I've got to dig all this out now." And I didn't even think about it. It was just like, and then as he's doing, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an idiot."
Right.
That was stupid. But it's like you freak out because you do.
Right.
You think the situation is dire, has to be dealt with right now. It's like God's like, just give it a second. And
Yeah.
And that's the big step of allowing ourselves to pause and to step aside from the situation, because I mean, we've got to train ourselves to do that,
Yeah.
really. Because for me, my reaction, I am you kick me, I'm going to react. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
I'm going to react, and stopping and being mature about it and saying, you know what, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to say anything right now, and I'm going to get away and think and pray, and like what Jesus was. That was really good, by the way. Again, the fast and the whip, but really think about it, and then where was I going? I have no idea. Train of thought went and then it crashed, and I have no idea where I was at. But
Pause.
practice that pause of seeing, and then it's all about a delivery.
Yeah.
You know, we can say there was something today that was, Jeremiah, this morning I had reminded him, you got to register for classes, because I had a little reminder that comes up. And Tina was trying to give him tips of what to say back to me, like, thanks, babe, you really saved me there, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then she said, you're not just a pretty face. And then Jeremiah said to me, do you remember what he said? He said the same thing, but the delivery was really wrong.
Yes.
Okay, say it.
I can't.
I can already see his face.
I can't.
Yeah.
do it.
I can't.
You're not just a pretty face.
Yeah.
No, that's not how I said
No,
it.
that's not.
I don't remember how I said it, but it did not sound like that.
No, it is basically your face is not pretty. That's how it sounded.
Switch the words.
He switched the words around. So, but it was all
I
about
said- I
the
was like-
delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you're not just a pretty face. Something like that. I don't know.
That's
Your
so
face
funny.
is not that pretty.
I don't remember
No,
what
I don't
I said,
remember. But the words were all there, but the delivery was
Yeah.
way wrong, and it made me
That's
laugh.
funny.
But I mean, it is. It's and like what you were talking about. It's all about our delivery. We can say something, and mean it. You know, well intentions and all that. But if our body language is showing one thing and the way that we're speaking something is showing another, you know, it can automatically have someone on guard just because of the way that we are approaching the situation. Yeah. So I think that pause, and then that, you know, thinking about our words. I had another situation today. I have lots of situations.
Situations.
But my daughter called me, and she's telling me things that I don't want to hear. And I'm just listening, and it's my one that's wayward. And she just kept telling me, and you know, I the way I responded was I wasn't really engaged in the conversation. I was just
Right.
mm-hmm.
You don't want to
trying
hear it.
to get her to stop, but
Yeah.
she never did. And then I got off the phone, and Jeremiah told me, he said, "You just need to tell her there's two things, just don't talk to me about, you know."
Yeah.
And I'm not a confrontational person. And so my reaction to this daughter normally would be just angry, you know, and then she gets defensive, and then we have a big blow up. But instead, that pause, he gave me wise counsel.
Yeah.
And then I went back to her and said, okay, listen, I love you with all my heart, but there's two things I just don't want to hear about because I don't agree with or whatever. And then she received it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, Mom.
Yeah.
I love you. I can respect that, and went on. And that is something, you know, I stood up for myself because whenever I'd hear those things, it would make me upset, it'd make me depressed, it'd make me all this stuff. And she received it all because of the way I delivered it, you know? So I think that's pause, delivery, and then seek wise counsel,
That's good. Yeah.
you know, and you got wise counsel, people that, you know, that are going to be mindful of what the Lord would want, and then that have your back, and then can tell you, you know, what things that you need to hear, not what you want to hear, not to just co-sign on it, the bad behavior and say, yeah, you do what you go after them, you know, but really wise counsel. And that's, you know, that's what he was for me today. So thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Well, You're not just a pretty face, Jeremiah.
You're just not a pretty face.
That might have been it. Yeah, you're just not a pretty face. Like, what? That's funny. And I think what you said there was confrontation. That's something that we get so afraid of, and we avoid it and avoid it and avoid it, and it builds up and builds up instead of looking at confrontation as something that is a good thing. It's a building opportunity. It's a place where lines can be drawn, where you can understand where they're coming from. They can understand where you and clear lines. You know, a lot of times we get these big blowups because we don't understand where people's lines are at.
Right.
You know, so when we cross them, we don't get it. We don't understand it. Yeah. So it's good to have those good, honest conversations, those hard ones to have. Yeah. But you come out the other end, you're like, wow, that really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like that, like the conversation with your daughter. It's like, wow, I thought that was going to go so much differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we play out the worst case scenarios in our head.
Yeah, we do.
So I picture going to someone and having a conversation, and I'm picturing them saying all these things, and then what I'm going to say back. And I've got this big fight, in my head, and it's like, you know what I mean? And so it's like, and then when you go do it, and then like you said, if you just establish those boundaries with them and say, look, here's where I'm not going to be treated like this or whatever it is. Normally the conversations are a little awkward at first, but then it's all good. You know, I mean, you work things out, you come to an understanding. And then from there moving forward, normally if I've had that with my guy friends and stuff, I work closer afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we understand that, where we're not gonna treat each other in certain ways or whatever, not gonna talk to each other like that or whatever. And there's always been growth out of it.
Yeah.
But we're just so afraid of it. And it's almost like everything else. Normally the right thing to do is the hardest thing to do. And so it's
that's
just
good. Yeah.
So it's I think it's so hard because I think the enemy knows that there's going to be healing through it, and there's going to be growth, and there's going to be a bond that that's stronger, and so he doesn't want us to do that.
Yeah.
And so he'll throw them thoughts in there of this how it's going to go. You guys it's going to blow up, and you'll never be friends again. You might as well just swallow, and that's not the truth.
And that's how it is, like with like relationships, with like your kids or your husband. Like some of the best relationships come from the most comfortable conversations,
Right?
or
most uncomfortable, some would say.
Yeah. I can't talk. Words are hard.
She's making up words over there.
Most comfortable. Write that down. That was good. That was that fire. Right?
You know what I meant. Don't make my country accent come out.
It's my fault. Yeah, okay.
Where did it go?
Right. But yeah, that's so true because, like once I've had to have conversations with Lee that is just so uncomfortable. But to get this established, like we are going to be better off having this. Right. Or even him, instead of like blowing up at each other, I'll just tell you how I feel or what I think or, where this stands or where that stands. So I think that's awesome. All that wisdom. Yeah.
It's growth.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much you grow from conversations, hard conversations like that, like you said, man,
Yeah, absolutely. And normally the wise counsels, like Missy said, going to tell you not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
They're going to say something like, you might want to think about how you approach that.
The thing you don't want to hear.
The thing you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
You're like, well, maybe you need to forgive them. Like, I don't want to forgive them. They should forgive me.
Yeah, you're supposed to be on my side. Like, I am on your side. I'm trying
Exactly. And that's what is growth too, because most of the times that's our first reaction is to go to someone we know that's going to co-sign on our bad behavior, or go along with us, to raise a village. Because that's what I want to do right now. Is I want to find people that are ready to storm.
Have you been mistreated? Have you been? Okay,
Yeah,
you're my friend.
Come on with me now. We're gonna
You
go.
don't like him either? Get in.
Are you ready to go to war? Let's go.
2 a.m.
In the
commercial.
name of Jesus or something. I don't know.
Have you or your family been mistreated? Have you had enough? Dial this number.
Right? 573.
No. Oh, wow.
But I wish it was on video. His face was classic too on it.
It was like straight like, well, yes, I have.
I swear.
This person knows me personally.
Talking to me.
Right. I mean, I know I've said this story before. I did that with Pastor Tim, where I went up to him and I was a blubbering mess about, some things that I was going through. And I mean, I was wanting him to say, oh, poor you, poor, pitiful you. you were treated, you were so mistreated and,
Yeah.
all this stuff. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what the flesh wanted to hear. But instead, he gave me the words of, you need to let it go and change your attitude. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I bucked up. I'm not even kidding, because it hurts.
Yeah.
You know, but he said it in love. They didn't say it like that. You need to let it go. And maybe you did. I don't know. But I mean, it hurt. It was like, boom. But then when I thought about it, I was like, he's right, because all this
Right.
anger and this bitterness and everything was doing nothing but killing me on the inside.
Yeah.
Doing nothing to the people or the organization I was upset about.
Yeah.
And so he was that wise counsel. He didn't say what I wanted to hear. He said what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so important. And but how can we receive that?
Right.
Because sometimes, I mean, people are giving you wise counsel, and you are just like not having it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm working on a message called being proactive and not being reactive. So I think we have to do that. We have to prepare ourselves before that situation arises, so you're ready for it and you're not reacting. It's harder to play, as a basketball analogy, it's harder to play on defense because you have to react to the offensive player. They're in control of where you're going because you're reacting. Instead, we need to go on these situations being proactive, knowing, okay, when this comes up, knowing that this is going to come up. It's going to
Right.
come up multiple times, and I've got to be prepared for it. How do I prepare for it? Do this, do this, do this. So you're ready. You've got it ready to go. Just like Jesus, when he got sent to the wilderness, he was ready. So that when this came up, no. I got a word for that. Okay, well, let me take you here. No. I got a word for that. And he was ready
Right.
beforehand. So I think we got to prepare ourselves ahead of time, knowing that those hard discussions are just going to happen.
Right.
If it doesn't, there's something wrong with that relationship. That's not a good relationship. If you don't have conflict, that's what I tell somebody. Oh, how's your relationship? Oh my gosh, it's just perfect. But is it though? That doesn't sound like relationships are work.
Yeah.
It takes something. So those are going to happen. If you're working close side by side with somebody and you have a close personal relationship, those hard things are going to come up.
Exactly.
So I think we got to prepare ourselves with God's word and prayer, and I think we have to put enough value in our relationship beforehand that we respect each other's perspective on whatever it is
Right.
that they're talking about. If I
Yeah.
cross the line with Jeremiah, we've got enough value in our relationship leading up to that point that he could say, hey, look, and I go, you know what, I've got to respect what you're saying because I know that this has value. If I didn't care, it'd be like, whatever, dude, I don't care.
Right.
So I think that work before that happens is huge.
It's good.
It'd be like what? It'd be like whatever, dude.
We're like, whatever, dude.
I just had to say
Whatever, bro.
whatever, bro. I don't care. So get off my back.
I wish I could remember the word she made up.
What?
I can't
Unmost
remember.
comfortable.
Unmost
I can't remember what
comfortable.
it was. I don't.
Yeah.
I understand what
I'm
you're saying.
country.
It's just kind of
I'm gonna put that as one of our things. This is the most unmost comfortable.
Most. I put most on everything or literally. That is
Literally
like my
everything.
most used word. Literally.
Literally the most used word.
Yeah. I gotta stop being so dramatic.
Max picked that one up. The literally. Everything is
Literally.
literally.
What did he say? Copious?
Yeah, copious amounts of whipped cream on that pancake.
Couldn't even see the pancake.
Look it up.
Did he tell you that? No. Oh, that would have been just gangster.
Look it up.
Look it up. Like you don't know what it is. Like, oh, snap. Okay, little man.
That's so funny.
That is funny.
And I love it when you girls are on here.
How to too.
It's the best.
I know. It's fun.
It is.
I miss being on here.
Yeah, we're
Literally.
not going to delete this episode like we did the
I
last
don't
one.
know what
Oh.
happened, man. That
Then
burnt
I
all
feel
up.
like I got to make an announcement because on the last episode,
That's
Oh,
very true.
yeah.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
true. Yes.
Yeah, that last one never
Indeed.
happened.
it never did happen.
Indeed.
Yeah. Jeremiah's going to be a poopaw.
Just, like, don't Don't try to do it like so. Just yes.
Yes,
Tighten
Is
it
that
down.
what y'all are
I am
gonna
of
call
the
him?
grandpa age.
That's what I'm going to teach the baby
Oh.
on day one is
Day
poopaw, poopaw,
And-
poopaw.
I've just been like,
Nana,
Mimi.
Mimi,
Mimi. Okay. Me
Moo
too.
moo. Granny.
I've tried to just, this has been going on for a couple weeks now, and I just act like it doesn't bother me and like, okay, whatever, but it doesn't go away.
It's not
you know-
going away. It's not.
I
It's
thought if I just
bothering you?
ignore it,
Ignore it,
like,
it'll go
like,
away.
yeah, like, it doesn't bother me. They'll fix something that he really hates, And no, they're sticking with poo-paw.
and now they know the truth.
Yeah, they know the truth.
I knew, because I know him.
Yeah.
I know it
He
aggravated
doesn't want to be
him.
named Pooh because the kid ain't gonna be able to say Paul for a long time.
Right,
just
just
gonna be Pooh,
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 just pointing right
Pooh.
to
Like,
you.
already-
Middle of Walmart.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I know it bothers him, so
Yeah.
I just egg it on all the more.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah,
I'm gonna have the kid call you just older than Pooh. That's all that matters.
yeah.
Yeah, when he's 5, you can finally say
Right,
it.
you getting whole sentences like.
Me and him will already have a thing going. So
And she's due. When's she due?
she is due November 9th,
Oh.
but
like
she
my
is
goodness.
going to be
close.
induced November 16th if she doesn't have him before.
That's
Scotty
so awesome.
Dale Bourne. is the
That's
name.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very
That's so
exciting.
awesome, man. How's and what's Maxville?
Oh man, that story.
He's better now.
He is
Oh,
better.
is
When
he? That's
when we
good.
announced that he was going to be an uncle, he
hated it. Let's
hated
just
it.
yeah, he hated it.
He's like, all the kids are gonna make fun of me. I am 74 pounds.
Yeah, he's
I am
like,
74
and he's
pounds.
like,
I'm
I'm
too-
7. I cannot be an uncle.
I don't know what the
7.
74 pounds had to
Yeah.
do with
Right,
anything.
yeah, like
but
what's that
He
got to
is
do
too
with it?
small.
Yeah, and so we're all like, giving him a hard time about it. Come on, Uncle Max, and he was like, no, and then he comes up with the, I just want to be dad, and they were like, whoa, no, you cannot
that's
be-
weirder.
You can't,
Yeah,
that's even worse, buddy.
Went way off
uncle.
the deep end with that one. That's
He-
funny.
I think he associates dad with authority. He wants to
Yeah.
be able to tell
Oh,
the
yeah,
little
yeah.
baby what to do or something. I'm
Right.
like, Uncle can still do that.
Yeah.
Man, just
yeah.
wait. Just wait till because what's Max right now? Is he 7?
Yeah.
So, oh man, just wait till this kid's 3, and they're
Yeah.
just tag teaming it
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah.
Fun.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, Max will be closer to age to his nephew than his own brother and
Than his
sister.
own-
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, he ended up being okay with it once Maya found out Maya was going to be an aunt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
Jeremiah's little girl and him.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
he's the
the blow.
burden.
Wasn't so weird.
Yeah.
He's the burden of being an uncle.
Yeah.
I'm
man,
74 pounds. Like,
I know.
okay.
All right.
I know. I was just like, good.
All right.
74 pounds at 7 years old.
Should we check and see if the little guy's got anything funny to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uncle Max.
He's always I got to get that laugh on. Oh my gosh. What was? Oh yeah, it was Zeke's thing that had him like giggling.
Yes.
Oh, it's
He's
so
such
funny.
a noob.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do that.
It's so funny.
He likes being on the podcast.
Does
too.
he? Oh.
He's so awesome.
I think he was open. He'd be on it.
Man, I was hoping to have them come to the game with us, but we didn't have quite enough tickets. What up, Maximus? How's it going, bro?
Good.
Good? Everything good?
Yeah.
Check this out.
You're such a noob.
Is that your favorite one?
Yeah.
How's school going?
Good.
Did he just lose his tooth? Did you just lose a tooth?
Almost.
Oh. Okay.
You got one loose?
So
Yeah.
you're about
Oh,
to
let's
have your
go.
two front teeth gone?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is
that's
my
awesome.
fourth one.
Oh, that's what's up. So how do you feel about being an uncle?
Pretty good.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Are you going to teach them how to play basketball?
Maybe.
Or no, you like soccer, right?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And baseball.
And
oh,
baseball.
And baseball.
Heck yeah, man. Are you going to introduce them to your girlfriend?
No, I don't have. There's two girls that has a crush on me at school, and I don't.
Oh.
okay, all right.
He's gonna spill the tea.
Oh, spilling the tea. That's what's up.
What about the girl that when we went to your school lunch, you turned around and you said, I got my eye on you?
Man? Oh.
She was my friend.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Oh.
Is she one of the ones that has a crush on you?
Yep.
He did it with the side eye. Yep.
What about Pastor Mikey's daughter, though?
Zaylee. Is she wild? You can tell me the truth.
What?
Yeah.
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 Yeah?
She's wild, ain't she?
Oh, not with the big eyes. Oh, man.
She still talks about you.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah. No.
No. Y'all were on a date that one day. Isn't that's what you said.
I still have the picture.
Yeah, ask for money for a ring.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you remember that. You remember that.
Mom, this don't do that again.
Oh, Max.
You're so goofy. What? Oh, you want me to hit the...
You're such a noob.
No, what? The green one? This one? He just likes the sounds.
Where's like wonk wonk wonk?
Wait, how did you do it? How's it sound?
Wonk wonk wonk.
That almost sounds just like it.
It does.
Oh my gosh. We need to just have you do all the sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else to say, buddy?
I just want to be in this podcast.
Oh,
Well, you're in it, man.
you're going to
we're
be an
glad you're in
almost
it.
brother? Yep.
Yeah.
You're almost
Official.
uncle.
Almost uncle?
Hey, Max.
What?
Can you tell everybody thanks for joining us?
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
And say, if you don't have a home church,
If you don't have a home church,
check us out at the Lighthouse,
check us out at the Lighthouse.
8:30 in the parking lot,
8:30 at the parking lot.
10 o'clock inside.
10 o'clock inside.
We love you.
We love you.